All right, so let's talk about the Celtics and Nets. First off, I didn't think that we'd ever see Kevin Durant look regular. Like, people have been arguing the best player on the planet for years, but if you watch this series, he's he said himself he's been overthinking this entire series, and it shows. He's rarely turned the ball over like he has in this series. Aggressive defense, a lot of help side defense from Horford, very great individual defense on switches from Marcus Smart, Jason Tatum, and Jalen Brown. And Grant Williams has played great defense as well. Overall, their team defense as a whole is very impressive. And seeing Kyrie Irving work so hard to get these shots off, I understand he he's struggling through Ramadan right now, trying to with no food or water in his system, trying to get through these games. But I mean, he's whether he was on Ramadan or not, the work that he's getting pushed through by Marcus Smart is incredible. And for the Celtics, their bench has been amazing. Peyton Pritchard, Derek White, Grant Williams, and now Robert Williams is back. That's just insane. The first two games how they played without Robert Williams, and then he only played 15 minutes last game. But man, his energy and his presence is just felt whenever he's on the court. Their team is insane. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they swept. There's no reason based off what we've seen to believe that they won't sweep. But at the end of the day, the Nets still have Kyrie. They still have KD. And if Seth Curry can start making his jump shots, and if Goran Dragic can get going, and if Drummond can grab rebounds instead of tapping them for no reason when he can easily just grab the offensive rebounds, then they'll have. I mean, they had a shot in every game. It's not like they're getting destroyed every game, but you can just watching it, it never felt like the Nets were really, really going to win a game, in my opinion. So, as what I believe the Nets should do, personally, I feel like Drummond shouldn't even be getting playing time. I know people are going to probably think that I'm crazy, but I feel like they should be starting Nicholas Claxton, and the backup center should be LaMarcus Aldridge. I don't understand why he's not getting playing time. He can spread the floor with his jump shot. If they're not going to play great defense, which Drummond's not giving them great defense himself, why not get someone that can put take pressure off of KD and Kyrie offensively and bring in someone like LaMarcus Aldridge? Nick Claxton can do everything that Drummond can, but is a slightly better free throw shooter, more athletic now, and he's just played better. Whenever he's on the court, he just looks like an upgrade. Whenever Drummond comes out of the game, it seems like they've been upgraded when Nick Claxton comes in. Blake Griffin, I mean, if they want to play him 10 minutes, maybe, I guess. If he can make those open jump shots again, I guess it can give him some energy. But outside of that, Blake Griffin's, we all know he's lost. So there's really no point in playing him over Aldridge. Aldridge can give them, he can easily, if they played him 20 minutes, he can easily get them double-digit points off the bench. Easily give him a post presence where he can hit his little fadeaways, little mid-range jump shots, and that would be very helpful for them because their guard play is struggling tremendously in this series. Patty Mills, outside of those two threes he hit at the end of last game, he hasn't done much. I already spoke on Kyrie struggling. Was he shooting like 30%, 35%? He's not efficient at all right now, and honestly, their best player, you could argue, has been Bruce Brown. He's playing with the most heart. It seems like he wants it more than anyone else on this team. And without Bruce Brown last game, they probably get 30 balled, 40 balled maybe. Bruce Brown was everything to that team. He's been their best defender. He's been their best hustle guy. He's been their most active off the ball with cutting. He's been hitting his corner threes sometimes. I mean, he's not a great shooter, but he's been hitting them more consistently than he did in the regular season, so that's good. And yeah, without Bruce Brown, man, this team would be looking way worse. And Seth Curry, we without a shot, he's kind of useless on the court if he's not making his jumpers. His defense is average at best, and yeah, I mean, he was at the end of the regular season. You saw him getting more acclimated offensively. Well, obviously, it's because Kyrie was. Well, we all know about Kyrie's situation before the mandate was lifted. So yeah, but in this current situation, Dragic, I mean, let's be honest, he was not playing consistently at the end of the season, and then they're just thrusting him into key minutes in the postseason against an aggressive defensive team that's not going to give them anything easy. It's just they're not in a position to succeed right now. They're just not. And you can blame Kyrie if you want to. I mean, I believe that there's a lot that can be argued that Kyrie could have done differently. Like he could have chosen to get vaccinated. I don't know necessarily. I still don't think, even with that much time, the way the Celtics look, they might be the best team in the league right now. So, I mean, we can say what we want about what ifs with the Nets. What if Ben Simmons decided he actually wanted to play basketball? What if James Harden would have stayed? There's a lot of what ifs with the Nets, but at the end of the day, in their current situation and with Ben Simmons out for game 4, even though he claimed he wanted to return and everyone expected him to return game 4, I think after they lost game 3, it's like, nah, man, this series is over. There's no point in coming back. I'll just come back next season. At least that's what it feels like. So the Nets, man, I'm hoping that KD can be more aggressive, because I understand they're bringing doubles to him, but he's not even like he even when he has Marcus Smart on him, he's not doing his normal one-legged fadeaways over him. He's not rising up over the defenders like he normally does. He said he's letting the game come to him, but if your teammates aren't making the shots, like Seth Curry, he's getting good shots and missing them, and it gets to a point where you have to take over the game yourself. And I don't believe that he's been aggressive enough to where he can. I mean, he's not being aggressive to the point where it feels like he wants to take over. Like, he's just content. It feels like he's content with whatever happens on the court happens, and it's not like it's just I don't know how to explain it. It's just shocking. I'm literally at a loss for words. I've never seen Durant look like this. So I'm praying that he shows up today, because we all want to see his greatness. We don't want this series to end in 4. I mean, the Celtics can go back home for game 5 and close it out, but man, it's going to look real bad to see Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving getting swept in the first round of the playoff series. So I'm hoping for a good game, competitive game. I'm sure it will be. And Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown definitely look like the 2 best players in this series, which is crazy because, I mean, Jaylen Brown wasn't expected to be more than a number 2 for Jason Tatum, and now it looks like he's a borderline number 1 with Jason Tatum. So it's scary. It's really scary for other teams. And if Marcus Smart is hitting his open jump shots like he has been for a lot of this season and this entire postseason series, it's spooky. It's very spooky. Even Grant Williams is hitting open jump shots. Horford's hitting threes. The minutes that Daniel Tice is giving is He's been surprisingly good, and now they got Robert Williams to hold down the paint again. It's man, this team is for real, man. This team is for real, and I'm praying that we get that series. We get that series, man. With I mean, I want the conference finals to be Heat versus Celtics. That's what I'm hoping for. But I mean, the the amount of defensive intensity in that series is the main reason I would like to see it. However, that's far away from now. We still got to shoot a whole nother round before that's even a possibility. So yeah, I'm hoping for a great series. It should be good. Well, a good game at least, because the series has been amazing. This is like the most, um, the greatest 3-0 potentially series that I've possibly ever seen in my lifetime, which I can't believe I'm saying right now. But looking back on every series I've watched, every single game has been high intensity and entertaining games, and it's really showing that Jason Tatum is really a superstar. Like, and Jalen Brown is next up. I mean, he's not next up. He's now, but I'm saying next year, if he's not a for sure all star, like concrete all star, then I'd be beyond shocked. So, yep, good, great start to the series and potential end of the series for the Celtics and the Nets. Man, this is very disappointing. Hoping that you guys at least show heart today and make this a series again. All right, signing off.